Hello students, this is Jean-Marc Régeau speaking again. We are reaching now the end of your class and hopefully you enjoyed the ride. We are now reaching the last module. Now we are all kind of having a little teardrop here because it was such a good experience. Hopefully you enjoyed this experience and what you learn in this class, and it will help you in your career, whatever is your professional aspirations and goals. So for this particular last module, it has been conceived in some ways to help you put all the things, principles, concepts that we have covered so far together into a consistent effort and project. That's your term project. And now that you have in fact effectively covered all the aspects of integrated marketing communication and how IMC relates to marketing, well, let's put all those concepts and principles together into the shape of a integrated marketing communication campaign analysis, which you have already worked on through your research assignments and your paper assignments. And to piggyback on this particular analysis, for which you have been experienced, as I mentioned, through the IMC campaign assignment, to piggyback on this analysis to develop a recommendation. So this term project, which is an individual term project, is in two steps. The first step is for you to develop your analysis on a campaign, and the second step is to develop a recommendation for an optimized integrated marketing communication campaign for a brand. So let me explain to you how it will work, right? So as you are in the step and you are at the stage of developing a recommendation for a new integrated marketing communication campaign, and once again, you know, why you and I, we know that this is maybe the first time that you have been exposed to integrated marketing communication. So what I'm asking you to work on and what you have to submit back to me is, you know, in the scope of things, is in relation to the fact that you and I, we know that it is the first time you do that, right? So no freaking out, right? No freaking out. So before you develop any recommendation as an agency, imagine the best way to look at this term project that you'll be working on the next 2 weeks is really to, for that module 7, is really to look at yourself as if you were an agency and you have to work for a business. So what you want to do when a client comes to you and say, you know, can you help us develop some new recommendation for our campaign, for our product, the first thing that you want to do is to look at the campaign and assess if the campaign of that client has been properly planned and executed, and to look at how it was planned and executed against the assignments and against its goals, right? And also to analyze the campaigns of the competitors to detect how your current campaign is basically fitting and performing against the goals that the campaign had, or that you assume the campaign had, and how it is in fact performing against the competition, right? That's the first thing. Before you can do any recommendation, you need to establish your information and data analysis and understanding before you can analyze, in fact, right? And it is very critical to know what your competition is doing in terms of marketing overall, but also in terms of IMC activities in relation to their communication objectives, their target, the positioning and the value proposition that the campaign is supposed to support, the creative strategies, the message, the creative appeals, the execution styles, and the choices of communication methods. You want to look at all of that and more, but for the purpose of this term project, we'll be focusing on those, right? Communication objective, target, positioning, value proposition, creative strategies, message, creative appeal, and creative execution style, and communication mix. I think the list is long enough, right? So we want to focus on those to assess how your campaign is performing by itself, but also how your campaign is performing against the competition and what the competition is doing. It's only once you have developed your analysis and you have come to some key conclusions on how your campaign is performing in absolute on one hand and in relative terms compared to the competition advertising efforts and communication efforts on the other hand. It's only once you have reached that stage that you have the knowledge foundation to go to the next level, which is to develop a recommendation, right? So what you will be doing for this project is the following. You will first of all select a category of consumer products. And for that consumer products, or that category of consumer products, you will be picking 3 brands. And I will explain in a few seconds what those 3 brands should be. But you will be picking 3 brands. And for each of those 3 brands, you will have to complete first an integrated marketing communication campaign review. And once you have done that, you will be developing, secondly, an IMC short, a short, right? Remember what I said earlier. I know that this is the first time that you have been exposed to that. So I'm asking only a short IMC campaign improvement recommendation approach. And you will do that for one of the 3 brands that you did the analysis for, as I mentioned a few seconds ago, right? So to receive the full credit for this, for this particular term project, let's be a bit more specific. So, as I mentioned to you, it's an individual project, but you know by maybe already by what you have read in terms of the introduction of the module in the module 7 under the learning modules, you might have already read that you will have a dedicated term project discussion where in teams of 3 to 4 students, you will be able to bounce ideas to each other, for each other to react to the ideas of the other one, right? So that you have kind of a team collaboration to help you perform even better for your individual assignment. What you end up with is an individual assignment, but you will have this discussion forum that you will be able to, within which you will be able to connect with 2 or 3 other students that have been pre-selected, and you will be able to bounce ideas, bounce your drafts, bounce your maybe your presentation for reaction and comments and feedback from the other students before you finally submit to me. So let's be clear, right? You will select a product category of your choice. Beauty products, for example, right? Or personal care products. And even better, what you want to do within that is to select a subcategory, like lipstick, right? And for that subcategory, if the category were to be beauty products and the subcategory was to be lipsticks, then pick the apparent category or subcategory leader, right? And then at least 2 other major brands that are competing with the leader. So Maybelline, CoverGirl, and Revlon, right? Those in the lipstick world will be 3 brands in the sub-product category called lipstick. And I believe that my recollection that Maybelline might be the category leader, so you will have Maybelline as the leader, and then 2 others, which will be CoverGirl and Revlon. So then you want to move to the part 1 of your project, of your term project. And for that part 1, you are doing a few things for your each of the brand, right? For each of the 3 brands, and 1 brand at a time in that part 1, you will ask to be covering the following. First of all, you are asked to provide some background information on the company, on the market in the industry that the company is in. So for Maybelline, you want to speak about L'Oreal and Maybelline. You want to speak about the company product line or the brand product line, the specific product that you are looking at for this particular integrated marketing communication campaign analysis. What is its market position? What is its sales volume? Some background information on the business and the marketing behind this product, and this as appropriate, meaning it's not a paper to explain the Maybelline business or the Revlon business, but you want to provide enough information here so that as you analyze a campaign, the person will be exposed to your presentation. We have some background information to understand the context and where those what you will be saying will be fitting in, right? Once you have done with that, you want to do the integrated marketing communication review. So for each of the following, the selected brand, right? For each of the brand, and one more time, you want to do all those sections that I'm referring to right now, one brand at a time, right? Not two brands, to be confusing, one brand at a time. Then for that particular brand, after the background section, you want to gather information on an example of integrated marketing communication method for a particular campaign, right? It's possible that you will not be able to find example of all the communication methods that we have covered in this class, because maybe for the simple reason that maybe Maybelline is not using all the communication methods. Maybe they don't do direct marketing. They do, but maybe they don't, right? So, or they don't do word of mouth. I believe they do. Or whatever, any other communication method. And it's also probable that even if you were to search forever and ever for the rest of your life, there might be example of communication methods for a particular brand that in the scheme of the project, for time-wise, you won't be able to find, right? Nevertheless, you want to gather more than one communication method. Advertising, public relation, direct marketing, sales promotion, personal selling, and word of mouth, right? Maybe you won't be able to find example for the 6 of them, but you want to have more than one. You want to have several so that your analysis has a sense of a campaign, right? So it is strongly suggested that to gather information on an example of communication methods within that campaign for that brand, you will have to start, as you might have done already for the IMC campaign example, you have to start maybe by looking at a print advertisement in a magazine or a newspaper, because that would be easier to grab an example here than it is to wait for a TV spot to appear on the screen, because you might have to wait quite a long time, right? So once you have grabbed and found a print advertisement for that particular brand and for the particular campaign that you are looking at, then go and try to find out applications of and usage of other communication methods for that same product, right? So you might want to look at online advertising with banners, Google AdWords, Facebook advertisement, promoted tweet with tweeters. Maybe they have also a website or they have blogs. You want to look at social media. You want to look at maybe wireless or mobile communication, apps, I'm sorry, mobile banners. You also might want to look at some other IMC activities with more traditional communication methods. PR activities, special events, direct mail, in-store promotions, sales promotions, word-of-mouth activities, and whatever else, right? So you want to look at all the possible communication methods, both online and offline and mobile, online, mobile, and offline, so that you can establish a good list of and a good set of examples of the communication campaign.